Florida Association of Community Colleges, Michael Brar.
Get someone to run the chair.
How many slides do they have? 10. All right. Is Ken plan to be?
Thank you. Chairman Ring, Senator Siplin, committee members and staff, for the opportunity to make this presentation. I've attended each meeting of this committee to date. Each meeting has discussed numerous issues surrounding the Florida retirement system. We have accepted Senator Ring's challenge. This presentation is not to oppose your effort. In fact, we are bringing to you these suggestions in the spirit of coming to the table. Our bottom line is to continue to offer choice in the Florida retirement system. A few weeks ago, a group of educators came together to share concerns. We discussed potential alternatives to resolving the Florida retirement system actuarial liability. Numerous ideas were offered, and my brief presentation covers some of those ideas. We believe these ideas are not just beneficial to our sector of Florida college system employees, but for all employees in all sectors who choose public service as their career. The following principles guided our thinking. 1, support higher education as an important part of driving the private sector in Florida through research serving as incubators of new business startups and providing professional and technical education. To assure this, we must be able to attract and retain the best minds in the country through cost-effective, attractive, and varied compensation plans, which include retirement options. Number 2, eliminate the need for employee retirement copays on employees who have little or no salary increases for the past several years. 3, assure that public service employees have the ability to make informed and affordable choices regarding their retirement plans. Allow employees to be able to choose a longer or shorter vesting period of the defined contribution plan, depending on their career aspirations. Assure elected officials and term-limited staffers also have the choice of a reasonable retirement benefit. Provide groups of new employees with higher turnover rates, hired after June 30th, 2011, state employees, younger employees starting their careers, etc. The defined contribution plan with its shorter vesting period. Continue to define benefit option for groups of employees that make long-term careers of public service and which have concerns regarding recruitment and retention based on availability of a comprehensive benefit package. These include law enforcement, firefighters, EMS, teachers, higher education professors, and school and college administrators. Protect the states from lawsuits by affected employees, as any substantive changes to their retirement plan will be by choice and not by mandate. Work with financial industry planners in Florida to ramp up participant education about retirement plan choices. The Florida college system, who I represent through the Association of Florida Colleges, comprises 28 member institutions, just under 9,000 individual members. We have 20,000 potentially affected full-time employees in our Florida college system. You might not realize this, but educators comprise about 55% of all FRS participants. So the education community in the state has a lot at stake in this change. Florida colleges only represent 3%, school districts about 48%, and state universities about 4%. We would like to offer a model of transition by choice. Our objectives are very simple. We want to provide some suggestions that meet state and employee needs, provide suggestions that ensure a 100% actuarially sound FRS system, and provide suggestions that help with the state budget shortfall. We recommend, 1, raise vesting for the FRS defined benefit plan back to 10 years. This suggestion, along with an increase in FRS investment earnings, should come close to eliminating the current projected unfunded liability in several years. Next, continue vesting for the FRS defined contribution plan at 1 year. This should result in an orderly movement by choice from the defined benefit plan to the defined contribution plan. Eliminate all classes except special risk for law enforcement, firefighters, and correction workers of the FRS defined benefit plan to one class, accruing retirement benefits at 1.6% per year. Along with the next suggestion, this too should result in an orderly movement by choice from the defined benefit to the defined contribution plan. Continue the current retirement classes, senior management, elected officers, and judicial and state contribution rates for the defined contribution plan. Along with the last suggestion, this should result in an orderly movement by choice from the defined benefit to the defined contribution plan. You may consider mandating that all new employees select either the defined contribution or the defined benefit plan by the end of their first year of employment, with the defined contribution being the default selection if the employee fails to select themselves. This gives new employees time to make an informed and educated choice. Continue for current employees only the policy of allowing a one-time change from one FRS plan to the other. Current employees have this option now. New employees would have a year to consider this choice. The desired results of choice could be thus: new employees opting for the shorter vesting of the defined contribution plan, higher paid employees opting for the better benefits of the defined contribution plan. Reducing the number of classes and choices in the defined benefit plan will reduce or eliminate the gaming of the retirement system. Employees that make careers of public service, law enforcement, firefighters, teachers, education, and higher education professors will still have the option of being in a defined plan. Professions that have recruitment and retention problems have one more tool in the defined benefit plan. Employees in positions of high turnover will opt for the defined contribution plan with its shorter vesting. It will protect the state from lawsuits. It will allow the financial industry planners to ramp up education by avoiding the flood of employees needing financial assistance if the defined benefit plan were eliminated all at once, and avoid negative perceptions that could result from a hastily implemented exit from the defined benefit plan. That is our recommendations, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for bringing them forward. Do you have any questions? Senator Margolis?
It's just an observation. When we're talking about 401ks and defined benefits, is your thought that everything would go into the same pot? And how can people make choices about where they want to invest their money and be in the same pot as the defined defined benefit plans would be? I'm not asking. I'm asking you.
Yeah.
And if he can't respond to me, then I think that it's very, very important for us to get a presentation about each plan.
Well, let me just see. The SBA obviously, chooses the investment managers, and they have training programs and whatnot. And I know Ashley.
Yeah, but if you're putting it in a 401k, you're making your own choices.
Right, but we ultimately provide a list of potential managers, but there's training, and I think I don't have any problem if we can have Ashley come back and talk about that.
It's been disturbing me when you're saying any future employee would be in a 401k. How in the world? How can they be in a 401k and we make those investment decisions?
Ron Popple's here. And speaker card.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Senator Margolis, in the investment plan, we have 20 investment options. A participant can choose to put their money in any of those investment options. We have some people who have their money in all of those investment options. We also provide financial planners through a contract with Ernst & Young to help them manage that money. 3 of those 20 investment options are balanced funds. 40% of the money is actually in the moderate balance fund, which we internally rebalance every month. So if somebody wants to put their money someplace and leave it, they can choose one of those balance funds and we'll rebalance it for them every month. We also have the ability through our contract with our record keeper, Hewitt Associates, for participants to elect to have their portfolio rebalanced every 90 days. And all they've got to do is go in and click something on the website, and automatically it gets rebalanced every 90 days for them.
How does the 401K plans affect the pension plan if we're making that kind of a dramatic change? Do you anticipate that the return on the entire pension plan would be comparable?
We do not anticipate for the short term, particularly, that there will be any changes at all to the pension plan from the investment side of the house. We will look after the first year or so to look, as we do every year, to look at our whole portfolio to see do we need to move monies within various asset classes in order to stay wherever it is that we need to stay from our investment policy statement. But for the short term particularly, there won't be any changes to the pension plan.
And Ron, you got a lot of history with this. We still have a lot of people on the investment plan, correct?
Yes, sir. We got 130,000 people.
Right. So this has been in place for years. It's not, if the changes are made, it's nothing new for this group.
I understand that it's nothing new, and I understand that right now they're all mixed. But would our rate of return as defined benefit people have been higher if that was not going on? And that's the question that I have.
I do not believe that it would have made an effect, quite honestly.
It's not, I mean, when they make a choice, it's not necessarily the same mix that's the choice that the defined, whoever is managing, probably you, the overall defined benefit plan would make. I mean, like you're offering all of these mutual funds and things of that sort, and it would almost be like I would like to see how they compare with the money that's managed and spent on the defined benefit part of the plan.
Do you have a comparison